Hey gorgeous, I'm Coach Caitlin, body image and mindset coach specializing in self-worth and confidence. In this episode, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite books that I always go back to. It's called Unfuck Yourself and Get Out of Your Head and Into Your Life by Gary John Bishop. This book helped me some years ago to get through a really hard time and is part of why I am where I'm at today. And I was reading it again recently. I really drew inspiration from it. So yeah, that is why I want to talk about that in this episode. So if you don't know Gary John Bishop, he is one of the leading personal development experts in the industry and has an urban philosophy approach to empowerment. He and his philosophy have helped many people. One of the things that I love most about Gary John Bishop is his honesty. He's incredibly direct and blunt and does not beat around the bush, which is probably why his philosophy works. It's really a no BS approach. And he boldly says that the life you are living is the life that you have based on the choices you've made with your willingness. Are you happy with your current life? If not, what are you willing to do to achieve more? He really helps you to immediately zone in on whatever it is that you're holding back without beating around the bush with jargon. So you're really easy to move beyond, it's really easy for you to move beyond your limitations into your desired life. With that, in his book Unfuck Yourself, one of the big topics is the idea of putting up with your life versus living your life. A lot of people don't know that there's a difference. And when you're putting up with your life, it means that you are in a state of lack, something is missing, and something within you is preventing you from actually living your dreams. So get settled in and we'll review these two concepts, putting up with your life and living your life, and how your body image beliefs may be preventing you from living your life. Let's go. As I was saying, many people believe that when they are going about their day-to-day tasks, so getting up in the morning, getting ready for the day, commuting to work, going through the workday, heading to the gym, preparing and eating meals, taking care of the family, maybe going on an annual 7 or 10 day vacation, people think that they are living their life. They are being responsible, they're contributing to society, they're doing all of the things, and they're still taking time for themselves. But I'm about to tell you that that is not living life, not even in the slightest. Boom! How's that for a mic drop? Okay. Maybe not exciting enough for a mic drop, but to some people, it may be an interesting fact. I know it was for me, and this is why I want to talk about the topic. For many people, what I just described is actually an example of putting up with your life as opposed to living your life. So let me ask you, when was the first time you heard someone tell you, grow up, get an education, get a good job, get married, have a family, raise your family, and then retire? I bet like me, you were probably still a toddler when this life cycle was presented to you. So you grew up and you did all of the things because you were told to, and you believed that that's just the way it is, and that's life. Let me ask you another question. When is the last time you wish that you could be a kid again? Go back in time, do it all over. Because despite all the rules that we have when we're kids, there is so much more freedom. Freedom for play, freedom for imagination, freedom from stress and responsibility, an entire lifetime of potential ahead of you. When we're young, we begin to learn about all of the things that interest us, and we build all of these dreams for ourselves so that we can grow up and live a life that aligns with our desires. Does that not make sense? To be who we want to be. But then the tale as old as time, structured and scripted story that I mentioned above about how we're supposed to live life takes hold. And we lose all sense of imagination and playfulness because we just live life. We just do the routines that we're taught to do. So if you have a few minutes after this video, I actually recommend that you make two lists. One that highlights your life as it exists right now, and another list containing all of your dreams and goals that remain outstanding. I want you to ask yourself, do you think having pursued and achieved any of the goals on your second list could have changed the trajectory of your life? And then ask yourself, why didn't I pursue these goals? What held me back? What choices did I make instead? So here's an example from my past. I graduated from university in 2010 with a diploma in education and an HBA in English. I wanted to be a teacher so that I could inspire youth. I wanted to be the teacher that went outside the box, made a strong connection, and encouraged youth to pursue their dreams and passions. I honestly did not like the systemic structure of education, the one that still exists today. And it's not for me. I wanted to be the change. But shortly after I graduated, I had a friend who was teaching full-time in an isolated community, and she was able to arrange an interview for me to get a full-time teaching position, which is a huge deal for a new graduate. So I had the interview, it went well, and I was offered a position. Frankly, the situation was complete universal alignment. I had a dream to be a motivator and an educator. I took the steps, I got the education, and then the opportunity came. But instead of taking the position, I made a choice to go in a different direction. At the same time that I was graduating and at the same time that I had this interview, I happened to be in a new relationship that was growing quite serious. I knew that having a teaching position in a remote community would put distance in our relationship and could result in a potential break. That was my thought then, but I now very much know two things that I'm going to share with you in case your thought process is currently what mine was. So the first thing, never put your dreams on hold for relationships, ever. You have to chase your dreams because dreams don't chase you back, but there will always be a person to chase you, always. 2, if your relationships are meant to be, they will be, no matter the circumstances, distance, or location. So keep that in mind whenever you're making a choice. Anyway, I let fear seep in and I ultimately decided to do what was easy. I stayed in the city, I stayed with my relationship because I thought I could get a job supply teaching on a local school board and work my way up. I wouldn't have a long distance relationship, I would still have access to shopping facilities and the like, I would get married, have a home, and have a life. Did you catch that one part of there? I said shopping. Who gives up an opportunity for full-time employment as a new graduate because they want to go shopping? Like, talk about a life setback. What is that? So by making the choice I did so I can stay with my boyfriend and go shopping, I gave up independence, full-time income fresh out of university, which would have paid off my student debt. I gave up growth in my business, in myself and my role as an educator, my career. I gave up hands-on experience, and I gave up an opportunity to connect with and meet new people in a new community. I made the choice to stay within my comfort zone instead of growing to pursue my dream. This led to many years of putting up with life without even realizing that I was putting up with life, until I was suddenly stress and binge eating. I was gaining weight and becoming obese. I was crying myself to sleep. I was resenting my relationship and my now husband. I was broke, living paycheck to paycheck, and still had my student debt. I was also working 3 jobs. So, if after your personal life assessment that I gave you above, you determined that you are putting up with your life, then, like Gary John Bishop says, congratulations! Because like me in the past, you have chosen to live this life. You made the choice to put up with the life, just like I did. So now with that said, you're probably wondering how exactly this relates to body image beliefs and mindset. But I can assure you that there are many, many women who are putting up with life thinking that they are living it. Many people put up with the life they are living because they are full of limiting beliefs that cause low self-worth and poor self-respect. In one of my previous videos, which I will have available for you to preview at the end of this video, I talk about the easier said than done mentality when it comes to changing your body image beliefs. The same thing can be applied here. Accepting that you are putting up with life and then implementing the changes required to live the life you want, it is easier said than done. But based on my example above and the choice that I made to take it easy, is easier always better. As far as I'm concerned now, if it doesn't challenge or scare you, it doesn't change you. Without challenge, you cannot grow into a bigger, better, more badass version of yourself. All right? That there is a ton of mainstream messaging in the media about perfectionism, mainly geared towards women. As a result of that, many women lack confidence in themselves because they internalize that they don't level up to the ideal. It's common for them to be debilitated by the thought of a challenge because they don't have confidence in themselves. And with that, it's easier to accept the life that you have, aka put up with life, even if it's not the life you want. So let me ask you, are you currently living your life or putting up with life? How beautiful would your life look if you could let go of your limiting beliefs to improve your sense of self-worth and your confidence? Are you willing to invest in yourself to remove your limiting beliefs and strive for the life you desire? Because if you're willing, it does not matter what stage of life you are currently in. Where there is a will, there is a way, and there's also me here to support you. I'm Coach Caitlin, body image and mindset coach specializing in self-worth and confidence. I elevate and empower determined women who are stuck to change their mindset so that they can own their confidence and take control of their lives, living their lives, not putting up with their lives. If you recognize that now is the time for you to start living your life, then I want to support you, girl. I'm here. I'm the woman who has given up on dreams, put up with my life, developed depression, was declared obese before turning 30. I'm the woman who feared dying because of my unhealthy relationship with food. I'm the woman who let go of my limiting beliefs, grew my self-worth, lost and kept off 100 damn pounds. I left my mundane life behind to empower and elevate other beautiful women just like you. So I want to know, are you ready to be the woman living her life? I sure hope you're ready to step into your dream life because you deserve it.